Passionate. We're all thinking the same thing.
It's just so frustrating that they're in their third main game and we still haven't gotten playable elites. It's like every game we're like, give it to us. Like, you keep taking things away from us. Why are you doing this? I don't know. It just boggles my mind.
I love.
Yeah. Okay. So we were talking. Nakai and I were talking about this earlier before we started. But playable elites. Do you think it's going to happen? And if you do, like, what's the timeline? Do you think it's going to be something like season 2, or is this way in the future if they're planning it?
Like we were saying, I hope that they bring them back. They didn't say that they was out of the question. It wasn't like a drop, like straight up no, they're not coming back. They're not going to be in Infinite at all. They said it's a possibility. I think with that comment alone, we are probably not going to see them in the next couple seasons. My best guess, if they are coming back, which I hope to God they do, I would hope that they come back in probably like in the middle of the season, like probably middle of next year, maybe a year and a half, or like somewhere in the near future. Hopefully not like 3 years or something like that, which though it may be a possibility. But like I said, there's been a lot of fans that have been very vocal about wanting playable elites to return, myself included. It made Halo unique in Halo 2, 3, and Reach, and just removing that, they kind of alienated that kind of side of the community. They're doing a good job with MCC and bringing back the elite armors and all that. That was a great move on their part. And now they just need.
But I wanted a new game. I want to see it in like the all shiny new graphics.
Exactly. They need to up that game and put it in Infinite, which they could easily pull out, like with a sort of Zenghilios Warzone type scenario where they're joint mission and all that. It's totally possible. I just hope that they seize the opportunity and appease that side of the community that, for the most part, felt like they've been ignored for the last 10 years.
Yeah, agreed.
Zenghilios, would you like to go first? I feel this is going to be a long one coming from me.
Sure. Honestly, the Halo Infinite is a live service game. We all know this. And I'm worried that, by the time year 2, year 3 comes around, it's going to be dead unless they start coming out with things that make us excited. Like Halo 5 had some free DLC and that was cool, but it wasn't anything. Yay, all right, I want to jump in the game. It's just armors and extra stuff and whatnot. That was cool. Outside of Forge, I don't see playable elites coming anytime soon. Maybe another year, because they're going to be focused on a co-op campaign, 2 Forge, 3 polishes, bug fixes, all that stuff that's going to inevitably be there at launch. That's how every game is, and I respect that. They got to work out all that stuff, but unfortunately, something 343 has to understand is that by not having playable elites in the game, I've always played as a Zenghili. That's my preferred species. You're alienating, no pun intended, a large portion of the Halo community, both
Agreed.
New and old. I mean, what makes Halo so interesting is that as compared to other first-person shooter games is the variety, the sandbox, the maps, the gameplay loops, everything like that, and the option to play as something other than a human. And I think that adding playable elites is going to be something in a season that could, bring more players back. Okay, we got something new, something really exciting that changes the way the game, plays. Like maybe Spartans are more fast and nimble, but, an elite could come up to you and just knock you upside the head in one hit and one kill, but you're a lot slower. You could add game, maybe not in competitive, but social game modes, or they could add invasion in a season back, that way you have a reason to bring elites back. That makes sense lore wise. Like you were saying, you could do, if they don't even want to do that, they could do a joint sort of Zenghilios operation, because multiplayer in Halo Infinite and Halo 4 5 I believe is lore. Like it is in the lore. And doing a Swords of Zenghilios thing is a lore, a way they could fit it into the lore, and it makes the players happy. It makes the lore, people like Grim happy, and I just think that it's a huge missed opportunity not to bring playable elites back soon. Waiting 3 years is going to kill it. Most people are going to be on to like Elder Scrolls 6, GTA 6 if those games ever come out. I just think they need to do it soon, but I don't see it happening within the next 6 months. And
the thing is, it's a live service game, so they're missing a huge opportunity. It's like all of the armor pieces and different elites you could have. I mean, people would buy that, would grind for it. Yeah. And another one I want, it's like, how many Halo games do we have now? We've lost customization. It would be cool to add something, so like add brutes. It'd be cool to play as brutes, or have a game mode where you get to play as a hunter. That would be awesome.
I agree.
And Drakle has something to say.
That's you.
I have waited.
I have waited.
We have
My
waited.
time has come.
11 years. It has been 11 years since we got to be playable Zenghili in a mainline Halo game. Every time there hasn't been a game with them in it, we have seen how tired the community has become. It drives everyone batty.
Betty. So dramatic.
As calm as possible. When you've been stuck waiting for 11 years in a box! Oh! Regardless.
Relatable.
Regardless. No, full on, like, this is money waiting for them.
Mm-hmm.
You are burning money. Like, if you have to be capitalistic, if you are that depraved, this is the fastest way to earn money in the Halo franchise. You build a big old season of invasion, plaster playable elites. We have seen on the countless forums, we have seen the community feedback. I believe now they're sitting on Halo Waypoint, a 1,000-page tirade about how to implement them in the games from before even Halo 5. No, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at that one. I'm going to look at that chat trend, and I'm going to see how many pages we're at right now. Because last I saw it 3 years ago, it was at 900 pages.
I'd like to also throw out the petition that a certain someone that may or may not be in this live stream put out, and how many signatures that has.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Zenghilios. Okay, no, it wasn't as big as I thought it was. But also that's a lot of pages. That's 960 pages. It's straight, discussing different ways to balance it.
Just do it like Halo 2, where you have them slouched over. I don't understand why that can't happen. Like, I don't care if they're not the right size. I want to play as one. Come on.
Exactly. We're willing to take that risk. And the people in the oh no, they ruin competitive. Who cares?
Embrace it.
Who cares but you?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's Halo. It's fun. I don't care.
if you don't want us in competitive, that's fine. But also don't be like Halo Reach. Don't be like Halo Reach with its playable elites, where they were just locked to 1 or 2 game modes.
Yeah, that was
Modes. Let them be free, and you're wasting time. I would say realistically, and I want them to put it in, I want them to be playable. And if they don't give it to us, most people will freak out. The best time is either like in 8 months or a year, at most a year and a half. Because so far, like, I don't want to be negative. Thank you, Nakai, for being a positive face in the Halo community. With all the news that we've had to deal with, of no co-op, no Forge at the start, a broken battle pass system. Just this launch needs to be strong. It needs this. It needs this. Yes. And if we have to wait, most people are going to wait maybe for a year and a half. If you don't have a strong enough pull, if you don't have a strong enough story, if you don't have a strong enough gameplay. Luckily, from what we saw in the beta, the gameplay loop is solid. And I can't wait to see how you can implement that with Zenghili. plus the variety of customization options that you can squeeze money dry out of people. You've got fans of the Halo 4 and 5 Hest Duros phenotype. You've got the Halo 2 anniversary. You can use those two very effectively to milk the wallets. I don't want to think like that, but so far that's the mentality that Microsoft and 343 has unfortunately given us. I don't want to think like that, but that's what we have to unfortunately deal with, and it's unfair to the game designers, to the lore fans, to the Halo fans, and to everything that is involved with Halo. And along with that, to play with that Halo invasion mode, something that they could really, if they want to wow people, you can kind of take a bit of a Battlefront, Battlefront? Is Star Wars Battlefront? Yeah, it's Star Wars Battlefront approach of, UNSC versus Banished. And you could get those other playable races. You could, and imagine the levels of customization you could get away with by just you have these hunter classes, you have these brute classes, you've got Hurrah classes. Imagine the intense amount of customization you could create with a game mode like
so
that.
Amazing, but I feel like 343 is almost too concerned about lore accurate multiplayer,
but then also at the same time,
but
this is accurate.
Even then, it would still be accurate. It would still very much be accurate, given what we know about certain lore aspects, like the Anvil Initiative. That alone justifies Playable Elites right there.
Exactly. Like Swords and Healers and joint occupation zones. And also along with that, we've seen in recent novels, we've seen humanity have to team up with an elite, even though they're Covenant, and you can't trust them. But we've seen it time and time again. No, we have to work together. And just, I'm sorry I'm so overdramatic with this, but I am so tired.
It's not overdramatic, it's passionate.
Yeah.
It's overdramatic. We all know this.
Passionate. We're all thinking the same thing.
It's just so frustrating that they're in their third main game and we still haven't gotten Playable Elites. It's like every game we're like, give it to us. Like, you keep taking things away from us. Why are you doing this? I don't know. It just boggles my mind.
I love.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like 343, we know you're amazing people. We know you are creative. We know you are intelligent. You are all wonderful people down at that office. Yes. I am not like many other people in this chat who have gone to what's it called? The
Outpost Discovery,
Outpost Discovery, or PAX. But I know, just based on the interactions, the way they interact with the community, they don't deserve the hate that they get.
Oh no, they obviously
not. They're doing their best.
Best.
But it's hard to say that when you keep making the same mistakes again and again and again and again. And I believe in you guys. I don't think 343 can hear me on this. But I'm saying this directly to you. I want you to get mad. I want you to get out of your chairs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to write. I'm not going to tell you to write. I'm not going to tell you to protest because I wouldn't even know what to tell you. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm dying.
And the rebellion has died.
Oh no, my hat! Get back here, you. Sorry, I went dark there for a bit. Are we still recording?
Yes. No, we've been off for about an hour. You just kept going, so.
Yes. Sorry, I've been unconscious that entire time.
All right, so moving on.